Now, Texas A&M Kingsville released a statement on Twitter today responding to complaints about an offensive post on social media. University administrators say the tweet was written by a student last fall and was retweeted several times yesterday. The student apologized on Twitter, and the university statement saying in part that they have been made aware of racist and offensive social media posts that were made by current and even future students. It says those sentiments are in stark contrast to the university's core values and that the Javelina Nation vehemently disavows racism and intolerance.